Dzień dobry, siemaneczko, witajcie w kolejnym odcinku z Mars Warlocks. Idziemy szpiegować tutaj wiedzę, czyli szefa wszystkich szefów, można tak powiedzieć. Także idziemy. Tutaj. Tak, bo tu musimy zejść. I co, jestem w kanałach? O, jest nade mną.
How's the work going?
There have been a few incidents that slowed us down. Some terrorists tried to sabotage the excavation, but everything's going smoothly now.
We don't have much time left, you know. And as far as your other research is concerned?
The Shadow Line site's perfect. We're carrying out a number of experiments, and we're sure we'll get a result that'll solve all of our problems.
I hope so. Don't expect me to keep backing you without one.
Czy jakieś eksperymenty? Ale nic więcej nie wiem. Wiem to nawet co mi powiedzieli te mutanty, więc z jakiegoś tam super się nie dowiedziałem. Oho. Ruch oporu.
Marco, the fuck are you doing here?
And you, Roy? What the fuck are you doing here? That's it, huh? I was right. You went back to your masters. But you won't stop me from finishing my fight.
You didn't get enough when your HQ was attacked? You're insane, Marco. This place is teeming with technomancers. What do you think you can do?
Kill that bastard Dowser. He betrayed us all. Even if I have to die to kill him, I'll have helped Aurora.
I can't let you do that. Sorry, Marco.
Aha. Z Marciem muszę zobaczyć. Dziwne, że się tak to potoczyło, że muszę z nim zawalczyć. Nie spodziewałem się. Ale ja go nie zabiję, ja go chyba tylko pobiję, nie? Użyję sensora. To za takim ruchu oporu. Ale czemu ja musiałem go ochronić? No dobra, no. Wiem w sobie czemu. Jest powiedziane, że sensor jest ten. Zobaczymy. Okej. Co to? Bomba do mojej roboty. Dużo tego. I co? Marko leży, nie? Zastanawiam się, czy teraz będę spotykał. Nie to. Daj. Tu. O, i to jest to miejsce, którego nie zbadałem, więc może coś tu jeszcze być. No tędy nie szedłem. Ktoś się pokonał, czy po prostu jakby ciało jeszcze ode mnie po mnie się teraz wczytało, tak? Ale dobrze, bo ja nie podniosłem go. Jeszcze nie przeszukałem wtedy. Dobra, i wychodzimy z tej fabryki. Wychodzimy. Podblokowanie umiejętności możesz... No to wiem. I generał jest tu.
Any news? Did you infiltrate the technomancers?
I found documents and overheard a conversation with your, friend. Seems that they're building a shadow line and the site is being used for experiments. Your friend sure was intrigued by it. Sounded like it was a question of life or death.
Experiments? What does that mean? You didn't find out anything else?
Byli tam buntownicy.
There was also a small group of resistance fighters there.
A, czyli
I
zabiłem
had to
go.
kill their leader. He didn't give me a choice. He wanted to kill the Dowser.
Kill wisdom. You have to admit they have balls. Or had, anyway. But you did well. As long as we don't know exactly what's behind all of this,
wisdom must be kept alive. There has to be a way to make him see reason again. And they stop you from finding out more?
Wiem, gdzie znajduje się stacja.
The only thing I found out was where the shadow line they were talking about is. It's not far from here.
All right. Go there and find out what the technomancers are up to, and why wisdom is so interested.
Mam parę pytań.
What do you want to know?
Ruch oporu jest pod twoją ochroną? Czy wiedza na pewno jest manipulowana? O właśnie.
This entire investigation started with the idea that the Dowser was being manipulated, but it kind of looks like he's actually behind everything.
The fact that he's behind part of the technomancer's actions doesn't mean he isn't being manipulated. And even if it weren't the case, which would surprise me because I know him rather well, it isn't a reason to turn a blind eye. My duty to Aurora comes first, before my duty to my friend. McGill is my life, Roy. If I had to kill wisdom and all of the technomancers to save it, I wouldn't hesitate.
No teraz ciekawe, czy być może... No
What do you
zobaczymy.
want to...
Myślisz, że ta wojna zaczęła się z powodu reliktów?
You think that the technomancers were so eager to get their hands on these relics that they tricked the Source into starting the war against abundance?
No, not to that point. Remember that it was abundance that started the war by killing our previous Dowser. They hoped it would weaken us enough that we would surrender. Because of wisdom and the Alliance, they failed, as you know. On the other hand, the battles around Green Hope were perhaps a direct result of their schemes. I never really understood why the fighting came this way. But in the heat of the action, I basically thought about winning the battle and taking as few losses as possible. And now I'm wondering, like you.
Mam parę pytań. Ruch oporu jest pod twoją ochroną?
Have you been watching over the Resistance fighters for long now?
Don't mistake my intentions for a second. I consider these people to be dangerous. But again, they can be useful to us.
No,
That was the
logiczne.
idea behind this mission. Let that group of idiots keep putting sticks in the spokes of the technomancers. But I'll be keeping an eye on them. If they go too far, they'll be arrested, and I'll throw them in prison to rot.
I'm going.
Bzydu. No dobra, stacja cienia. Od razu mnie tam przeniosło, patrzcie. Tego się nie spodziewałem.
What can I do for you?
Coś mi ofiarność powiesz?
I want.
Tyle. Dobra, zobaczmy co oni tutaj rzeczywiście knują.
Hey! Hey, please!
Więźni polityczny.
Please, get us out of here.
Co się w
They're
ogóle dzieje?
doing terrible things. They use us for tests, expose us to the sun. Some of us have even been operated on. If we stay here, we'll die. Or worse. Help us. We haven't done anything to deserve any of this.
To są ludzie z
I was just
milicji.
in the militia.
Mogą to
Okay,
być
I
rodzice
demonstrated
dzieciaka.
against the technomancers, but that's all.
Calm down. I'll get you out, all of you. But I can't break the door down. Do you know who has the key?
A technomancer, of course. Their leader here, I think. He's really powerful and heartless.
How horrible. When the general finds out what's happening here, he'll be furious. I wonder why the technomancers are doing it. You're one of them.
I got nothing in common with them, and I don't understand it any better than you. Some of the technomancers are just sorcerers' apprentices, but that... There must be some reason we're missing.
Dlaczego cię aresztowano?
How'd you end up here?
It was just after the demonstration. I thought things were okay. I didn't have any trouble when the leaders of militia were arrested. Then one morning, Source Security showed up at my place. They arrested
Żadnej
my
mnie,
wife
to może
and
być
me
ojciec.
and took us here. She died after they did horrible things to her.
Jakie eksperymenty na was przeprowadzano?
What'd they do to you, exactly?
I was lucky, in a way. They only put me out in the sun a few times so far. I thought I was gonna die, and I'm covered with blisters, but that's nothing compared to what they did to some of the others. They feed us strange things, disgusting water, pieces of flesh that looks human. Some people had mutant parts transplanted onto them. Most of those people died. They also made the women get pregnant by mutants. We never saw them again.
O kurde.
Please, get us out of this hell.
I don't really understand the point of all that. Looks like they were trying to get the people to mutate.
Dlaczego to robili?
Any idea what's making them do this?
How could I possibly know what those madmen are thinking? They aren't human anymore.
You may have heard something.
Nothing. Just the screams of my friends. And that's more than I wanted to hear, believe me.
I'll be back. This
No dobra, o kurczę. No to widzę, że grubo tutaj cisnęli. Cia. Dobra, po nim. I po tym też. Dobra, zobaczmy, czy któryś z nich ma... czy to ten technomanta, czy chodzi o jakichś innych technomantów. O klucz w sensie. Amunicja do gwoździarki. Materiał. Mogę już ich uwolnić? Jeszcze nie. Idziemy aż tam. No dobra, chodźmy. Dajmy to. No to robią. No o co chodzi? Po co ta mutacja? Może oni chcą, nie wiem, lek na mutację zrobić? W taki sposób, że wiecie, cel uświęca środki. Straszne, ale no, ciekawe. Czym się kierują? Albo chcą, nie wiem, stworzyć broń biologiczną. Też mogłoby być.
Huh, look at that. Their drilling worm isn't properly tied up.
Niedokładnie przywiązali dręczyciela. To znaczy, że ja go mogę odciąć? Chyba tak. Zaraz. Czy ja mogę w takim razie... dręczyciela odciąć coś tutaj? To jest dręczyciel? To jest dręczyciel. Dobra.
Their animals go ballistic. It could become dangerous.
Oho. Czyli coś z tą bestią będzie jeszcze. Ja tylko muszę pomóc tutaj. Raz, dwa, trzy, cztery. Czekaj, to ta bestia, to jest dręczyciel? To o co chodzi? Nie, to coś większego było. Dobra, oni sobie wstań tutaj, ja to pozbieram. To jest dręczyciel. Okej. Żelastwo, dobra, mamy tutaj. Też zastrzyki zdrowia znalazłem. strażnik, który się chowa. Tam był, widzicie, kucał jeden. Dobra. Bo to raz, dwa... No. Masz psiak. Teraz. I ciak. Dawaj go. No. Żyjemy, żyjemy. Teraz co tu się dzieje z tym dręczycielem całym? Oho, i jest technomanta.
What are you doing here? You have any idea how important the research you're interfering with is?
Research based on the horrible experiments carried out on Aurora's citizens.
I recognize you now. You were at the source when I was a child. Still so sure you're on the right side, huh? That you're always right? Still so full of yourself over your abilities, I guess. But I'll teach you. I'll show you your place.
Choć z nim jestem w stanie wygrać. Wow. O kurczę, tego się nie spodziewałem. Czy muszę z tym walczyć teraz? Czy uciekać? Pokonaj go. Dobra. No bo ja nie widzę, kiedy on atakuje. To ja spróbuję do niego podejść może. Ups. Chyba trzeba podchodzić, bo po coś mu dali... Ojejku, no przecież to jest... Po coś mu dali TT. Jakim cudem on teraz mnie... Czy ja mogę teraz szybko, żebyś... Ty, ja mogłem taką mapkę odpalić, właśnie sprawdziłem, że ja mam... Ojejku. Zestaw narzędzi, stwórz amunicję, gwoździarka, ciach, stwórz amunicję, gwoździarka. Stwórz zastrzyk, zdrowia. No ileż to? No, nieźle. Okej. Pokonane. Expik poproszę. Ile dostanę?
Just us now.
Dobra, ale to żeby z nim walczyć, to też muszę krawcić trochę, bo tu się nie uda. I tak, materiał wybuchowy zróbmy. Natomiast co, amunicję do gwoździarki. Ty, ja go mogę cały czas ostrzelać tą pistoletem też. Zróbmy kilka zastrzyków, dobra. Dobra. Raz, dwa, myślę, że to będzie trudniejszy.
Roy, please, don't kill him.
Why should I spare this son of a bitch? You see what he did here? What he's up to? You think the general would let him live?
I don't care about the general and what he'd do. He's my brother,
Kurde,
Roy.
to jest jej
He's all I've
brat.
got left. I stayed with the general so I could keep an eye on him from a distance. Please.
Dobra, niech powie, co wie, a potem niech się wynosi.
Just because he's important to you, I won't kill him. But he better explain all the awful things going on around here and never come back to the source again.
Yes, he'll tell everything, then go. Thank you, Roy. I won't forget this.
My sister. I didn't even know I had one, and here she comes and helps me. How fortunate.
Generosity, shut up. I am saving your life, so show a bit of gratitude. Tell us what's going on here.
If that's what you want, we're carrying out experiments for wisdom, our beloved Dowser. He wanted us to find a way to stop a mutation. That's all I know.
Czyli chcą zatrzymać mutację, jednak.
Here, the key to the cells. I guess the only thing left for me now is exile. So long, devotion.
Czyli zostałem klucz do celi. Nie wiem, czy dobrze zrobiłem, że go puściłem. Ale dzięki temu powiedział nam, co tu się dzieje, nie? Może i dobrze, nie wiem. Mogę zejść na dół? Szukać ją? Nie. Dobrze, no jej brat. Nie, ale robił to z rozkazu wiedzy samego, więc... I też nie brzmiał to, jakby był zadowolony z tego, co tu robi. Po prostu chyba nie miał wyjścia. No zobaczymy. Zobaczymy, wróćmy do generała, a najpierw uwolnijmy ludzi jeszcze. O! Ja się nie spodziewałem, że tu jeszcze coś zostawiłem. Było to zebrane, tak. To idziemy tutaj. Muszę jemu dać ten klucz? Nie mogę otworzyć?
Do you have the key? Please hurry, some of us need help.
Mam klucz.
Here, I finally have the key. Take it and free your comrades.
Thanks. Thank you so much. You saved our lives.
Dobra, powrót do fabryki teraz. Okej. Ale że nie dostałem tak dużo expa za tego robaka wielkiego? Czerwia? Pach. I cudownie, pokonani. Stawaj, stawaj. Szkoda dnia. Przeszukajmy ich jeszcze szybko. I teraz tak, czy to zmieniło moją reputację? Dalej jestem neutralny. No nie, no chciałem... Co się dzieje? Wydaje mi się, że... Nie wiem, nie da się już wrócić? Dziwne. Myślałem, że po tym, że go uwolnię, to dostanę te perki. Ten. O! Go nie zbierałem. Sprawek, może ty mi coś powiesz?
Hello, great man.
Dobra. Co, idziemy do niego.
Well, what is the shadow-lying site hiding?
If you'd have seen it with your own eyes, your stomach would have turned. The technomancers are using the site to carry out experiments on political prisoners. They're putting them through all kinds of torture. Anything that might have the slightest chance of provoking a mutation. Overexposure to the sun, mutant organ transplants, that sort of thing. I put an end to it by freeing the prisoners, and I fought the technomancer who was in charge of it all. The boss spilled his guts. They did everything on Wisdom's behalf. He's desperate to find a cure for mutations.
Odd, really. I can't see why. Whatever the situation, he's not giving me a choice this time. I'm going to seal off the shadow line so we can get proof of all of that. If you're ready, we can go right away. But I suggest you settle any business you have first. We won't be coming back here.
No dobra, gotów. Nie będę już za tamtym zadaniem biegał. Lecimy. Chcę, żeby ofiarność poszła z nami, czy Maria? Ofiarność.
I'd like devotion to come with us.
You haven't developed an attachment to my faithful shadow, have you? I don't blame you. She's very effective. All right, fine. Let's go.
Trójkę idziemy. Chodź.
We're finally leaving Green Hope after shedding light on what the technomancers were preparing. Excavations, of course, but especially inhuman experiments demanded by the Dowser. Experiments we put a stop to. It seems he has a very personal interest in the research, but we'll only learn the last word in the story when we face him. Here, I was able to give the mutants a hand, but that's a minor point when I think of the fight that lies ahead. Devotion is with me. Another soldier will be more than welcome in this march on the Source. Because I'm suspicious of Honor now that he's only one step from power. As a precaution, I'll be leaving this diary with Charity. You have to watch your back in the world of politics.
Dziennik zostawiam dobroci. Okej. No to ja też niezbyt ufam generałowi. Wziąłem... To jest wejście. Nice.
Well, this is the heart of the Source. But you've already been here, haven't you?
When I was a kid, I was confined to the Technomancer's buildings. I wasn't allowed on the Dowser's floors.
I see. Well, I have to warn you that it's pretty sure we're going to encounter lots of resistance in this building. The Dowser's guards aren't choir boys. But we have to confront Wisdom with his madness. That's the only way to describe what he's done now. And we have to save Aurora.
I'm not scared of the Source guards.
You know why I'm here. But as for you...
Chcę chronić cnotę, chcę ocalić Aurorę, nienawidzę technomantów. Nienawidzę technomantów.
Ever since I was a kid, I've hated the Technomancers, and everything that's happened lately, hunting me down, what they did to Aurora, just made it worse. I don't want them in power. I hope that's motivation enough for you. It's what brought me here. Now let's go.
Nie wspomniałem o cnocie, ale myślę, że Mam poziom właśnie do rozdania. Trzeba. Dobra, leżysz. Leżysz. Nie wiem, czy to już jest epilog? Tak, chyba tak, bo... Oberwał i ona go dobiła, dobra. O, ten jeszcze strzelił. Świetnie, no to co, mamy to. Ja mam poziom do rozdania. Regeneracja zdrowia, ataki. Pozwala na szybszą reakcję po otrzymaniu lekkiego uderzenia. Maksimum życia będzie później. Jakiegokolwiek uderzenia tutaj. Rozbrojenie przy tym. Więcej czasu na kontratak. Trafienie na krytyczne. Dobra, niech będzie. Większe trafienie krytyczne niech wejdą. Weźmy to sobie wszystko pozbierajmy. Ma jakiś sens jeszcze to zbieranie. Mapa. No dobra, droga jest w miarę prosta. Tam muszę zejść. Coś tu mamy? Nie. Dobra, no to idziemy. Aczkolwiek... Reputacja neutralna cały czas, dobra. Tuż amunicję. Tuż amunicję. Tuż amunicję. Jeszcze. Dobra. Trochę amunicji do gwoździarki stworzone. Tutaj, ale co... Co tu się dzieje? Ruch oporu z nimi walczy? Chyba to jest ruch oporu, czy co to jest? I teraz. Raz, dwa, trzy, cztery. Cofka, cofka, cofka. Dobra, przeszukajmy ich. Mamy to. Mamy to. Ciągnął. Patrzy, no. Jakaś działa tutaj. I teraz ty. Też leżysz, dobrze. Ty, ładnie ona rzuca tymi nożami. Dobra, kolejni pokonani. Co, zbieramy to i lecimy dalej. Tutaj serum było. Nie, wróciłem. Dobra, tego nie musimy już przeszukiwać. Idę cały czas tam. bo się ruszyć nie mogę, właśnie. Robi się to problematyczne. To dawaj. Wybijmy tych, bo ratować trzeba go. Fuck. Co tu się zawala tak wszystko? 1300 expa? Dobra. No, teraz. I jeszcze raz. O ty. Po tobie. 975. Dużo teraz dostaję tego. Pokonaj gwardię pretoriańską. To była gwardia pretoriańska. Powstrzymaj wiedzę. No to powstrzymamy go. To chyba moi ludzie, w sensie generała ludzie walczą tam. Tak, no to wygląda, że po prostu nie weszliśmy sobie tak zwyczajnie, tylko
So
to ludzie...
we're right next to meeting the Dowser in his madness.
It's all come down to this. Listen, I'd rather you stayed out here. I need to go in with the general alone.
Roy, I served the general for years. I spied for him. Sometimes I killed for him. I understand that you're not sure about me, but he's the one you should be careful of. Honor is a cold man. He never backs down if he thinks he can help his idea of the guild. And power. Be careful.
No właśnie o to chodzi.
I know guys like him, Devotion, but thanks for the warning.
You let my brother go. I'll never forget that, Roy. I still owe you a life.
No właśnie... Przecież generał stał obok nas, nie? On wygląda jak Tywin Lannister.
Honor and a technomancer. You said you hated them. Not that it really matters. I suppose I was sure you'd end up finding out and coming here full of righteous anger.
You betrayed Aurora, its people, and its ideals. You betrayed us all, and you even betrayed yourself. The people were everything for you, but you let the technomancers do the unspeakable. Why? To be cured? You're not just afflicted, Wisdom. You gave in to madness solely to save your
A, ja
life.
nie wiedziałem, że on przechodzi mutację.
Because you and your honor are beyond its call? The truth, my friend, is that you are like all the others. The only thing you see is the mutation, and it disgusts you. And yet, am I not a hero? Have you forgotten our battles and our victories? Did you know that when I returned from Green Hope, I discovered I had patches of diseased flesh? What was I to do? At the time, I thought only of the Guild. Without my ability to unite the Technomancers and the militia, Abundance would have won. And that made me afraid. Can you truly blame me for this?
You risked letting Aurora fall to pieces to save yourself. You ruined everything for that. What would happen if news of your condition got out? If everyone found out you're a mutant? Yes, you disgust me. But not for the reasons you think. You're going to die, Wisdom. But no one will know of your secret. For Aurora. Goodbye.
Nikt się nie dowie. Czy to znaczy, że on mnie też będzie chciał zabić?
Roy. I'm sorry. I didn't think he would dare admit to why he did what he did. I don't have a choice now, if I want to keep this a secret.
Before you go and do something stupid, I suggest you think twice. I've been keeping a diary, a habit I picked up from a young man who sees more clearly than people think. I gave the diary to people who won't hesitate for a second to make it public if anything happens to me or my friends. But it'd be a shame if some of your secrets came to light. That won't happen if you let us go. You want power just as much as wisdom, but I don't really give a shit. Like I told you, I wanted revenge on the Technomancers and to make sure they didn't keep power. And I'm sure you'll be great at stopping them. For the rest,
Ciekawe, co by było, jakbym powiedział coś
Go
innego.
quickly. Go far and never come back. I'll respect our agreement. Goodbye.
Zastanawiałem się, czy jakbym powiedział, że chcę dobra Aurory, to też by było. Epilog mamy już. Jedziemy do młodego. Skoro pociąg, czy o co chodzi? Spotkamy się z nim, czy przekażemy
and
mu
there you
dziennik?
have it. In the name of my guild, I've committed sabotage, spied, even killed. For the sake of a man obsessed with his vision of glory, of honor, and power. We managed to stop the Technomancers. They're now gathered in the Source, watched closely, made into a living weapon. I imagine our beloved general would have liked to shut me in there too, but through our agreement I have remained free, and I intend to stay that way. He would have liked to lock Mary up in there too, but she asked me to help, and I arranged for her to stay free. She may be a bit crazy, but she definitely didn't deserve to end up as a suicide bomber. I learned that Tenacity left the city as soon as the fighting stopped. The general isn't particularly fond of him, and scum that he is, he's smart enough to know when it's time to abandon ship. I have to say that the general has started a cleansing campaign, and all the criminals and people a bit suspect are systematically arrested. He'll rebuild Aurora according to his vision. Oddly enough, I have the impression that our guild is going to start to resemble Abundance, more aggressive, a police state. That should make Devotion happy. Stubborn and apparently faithful as she is, she continues to serve the general through
Dalej mu
clenched teeth.
służy.
Poor girl. He'll definitely need her. One thing's for sure, Abundance is nowhere near ready to give up, and the Resistance, even though they're being hunted, is still growling in the city slums. Aurora should be able to face anything with a man like that leading it. As for me, because I have to leave the capital, I've decided to join Innocence. He'll probably be angry with me at first for betraying his ideals, but I'll give him his diary, and maybe if he reads it, he'll understand why I did what I did. And so ends my part to the War Log of Innocent Smith. I'll leave it up to him to decide if he's written the final chapter.
Okej, moi drodzy, więc to by było na tyle, jeżeli chodzi o Mars Warlocks. Powiem wam, całkiem ciekawa przygoda, podobało mi się i jestem mile zaskoczony. Oczywiście nie jest to gra AAA, nie jest to nie wiadomo jak wielka produkcja, ale fabularnie było spoko, wybory spoko, mechanicznie trochę męczące rzeczy, ciągle podnoszenie przedmiotów, dużo backtrackingu, ale ja bawiłem się dobrze. Mam nadzieję, że wy również. Dajcie mi znać, co sądzicie w komentarzach i do zobaczenia w innych seriach. Trzymajcie się, cześć, wszystkiego dobrego.